Hey, good evening, y'all. This is or good afternoon, wherever you may be tuning in from. This is Ryan Jackson from RyanJacksonLLC.com. And I'm going to talk about R. Kelly. So, Robert Kelly, better known as R. Kelly, the Pied Piper of R&B, hmm, was convicted today, a few hours ago, in Brooklyn in a federal court on racketeering and 8 counts of sexual trafficking. 8 counts of sexual trafficking. Um, he faces life in prison. Life in prison. A lot of people are, relieved, happy he's going away. A lot of people are sad and grief stricken. A lot of his diehard fans, because in their eyes, he could do no wrong, which is why I keep telling people it's the dangers of hero worship. I mean, yes, you admire these people for their talent, for their craft, but a lot of these people are not decent human beings. They're not, and you should not worship them to the fact where they can't do no wrong. They are beyond reproach. You have them on like a almost immortal status, and that's wrong. That's completely wrong to do that with anybody. With that being said, a lot of his fans are grief stricken. They're sad. Um, Life in prison. I believe R. Kelly is 53 or 54 years old. I believe he's 54. So he get life in prison. He's gonna die in prison. I mean, he's not a old man, but he's not a young man either. So he's middle age. So 54. Wow. How do I feel about it? I have a whole range of emotions. First of all, let me start off with the victims. I'm happy that they received justice. I'm relieved for them. So I'm happy for them. At the same time, I'm sad because a black man committed these acts on his own against young black girls, and he's going away for life. He's going to the gulags, and prison is not a happy place. It's a dangerous place, and he's going there for life for the crimes he committed. So I'm not happy that he's going to prison. I'm not joyful. I'm not, yay, he's going to prison. Good, yay. No, I'm not happy about that. I'm mad that he made the mistakes that he made. It all could have been avoided had he had the right guidance, had he chose to go down the right path. So I'm mad that he went out like this. He went down for this. I'm mad. I'm sad because it's another black man going to prison. Not the fact that he's a famous R&B singer. It's another black man just going to the gulags, and I'm not happy about that. But at the same time, I'm relieved that his victims have received justice. So I'm not like his fans that say, "Hey, he didn't do it. Uh, this is a setup by the man. Uh, they trying to take another black man down." Well, the black man helped them take him down, so he assisted in it. So I mean, he played a part. He did the crime. I'm not happy that he's going to prison. No, no, I'm not happy. I'm not. It's not a win. It's a loss. Actually, it's a sad loss for our community that one of our own, a man that committed these heinous acts, is going down. It's a stain in our community. It is. R. Kelly has brought shame, and disdain upon our Black community. He has. And for that, I'm sad. Yes, there have been white men that have had sexual relations with young girls. Jerry Lee Lewis come to mind. Um, Elvis Presley, Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, just to name a few. Roman Polanski fled the country, which is crazy to me because if that had been a Black man, they would have broke all kind of treaties and whatever extradition. They would have, oh my God, they would have brought his behind back here quick, fast, and in a hurry in a nanosecond. In a nanosecond. Matter of fact, they wouldn't even have proof that he did it. There's proof of Roman Polanski, but if a Black man did it and they didn't have proof, they would have moved heaven and earth to get him back here to face trial. So why didn't he do that with Roman Polanski? Woody Allen, has he been tried? Is he going into gulags? Jerry Lee Lewis is still living. He in his 80s. I don't think he did a day in prison. Elvis, didn't. He made a movie, Jailhouse Rock, but I mean, he didn't go to prison. I mean, he's been dead and gone since 1977, but still, it just kills me how America picks and chooses whom to go after. It amazes me. I mean, it shouldn't amaze me, but it's just wow. It's like y'all pick and choose who to go after. Y'all pick and choose who to make an example out of. It's just it's crazy to me. It really is. Excuse me, I have to get some water. I got some in my throat. It's something how they pick and choose to go after who to make an example out of. I'm not that. Let me be clear about this. I'm not excusing R. Kelly of what he did. By no means. What he did was evil. It was heinous. He should be punished. I'm happy. I'm glad the victims that his victims are able to have received justice. I'm happy for that. So I'm relieved for them. I'm glad for them. Am I glad R. Kelly going to prison? By no means. By no means. I would have rather his victims, uncles, fathers, cousins, big brothers would have beaten the hell out of R. Kelly. I mean, just really just tore his behind up, just drug him out of his house and beat him with sticks and stomped the hell out of him. I wish they would have gave him street justice and beat the hell out of him and said, "You're not going to do this to another young lady, another Black girl. You're not going to do this to them. You're not going to kidnap them, hold them against their will, and do it and just have sexual relations with them. It ain't going down like that, bro." I wish they would have done that to him. Now he's going to the gulags for possibly life. So, no, I'm not happy about that. Not saying that he shouldn't, be punished. He should. But it's not a win. It's really not a win. It's a lose-lose situation all around as far as I'm concerned because he was one of the greatest talents we ever had. And look how he went out. But on the other hand, look what he did to make himself go out like that. For the victims, it's a win, I guess. So yeah. But other than that, if you're not one of his victims, it's a lose-lose situation. He's not able to do this to any other young lady. I get that. But it's sad. And it's like, where did he go wrong? Where have this could have been stopped and prevented? Where was R. Kelly's uncles? His father. I don't know his father. I guess his father wasn't in the home. He wasn't, he was raised by a single mother. But somewhere he went wrong. Where did he go wrong? Where? Somebody should have stepped in and stopped that young man and said, "Yo, man, you ain't going out like this." Somebody should have nipped it in the bud years ago. Years ago, when he was coming up in the 70s, early 80s, into the 80s, into the 90s. Someone should have stopped it. They should have stopped it. This would not have happened. These young girls would not have suffered through the hell that they did, that this man put them through. Where was his friends? Where were those, in the R&B circle? The Jay-Z's, the all those he did, the Dame Dashes. I think he did warn people about R. Kelly. I think he may have. But all those all his friends in the entertainment industry, they had to have known. He couldn't have kept that a secret from them. Where were they at? Ron Isley, Jay Z. Where were they at? Big name people that knew R. Kelly. You mean to tell me they couldn't have had stopped this, put an end to this, had said something about this? Where were they? Common, the Roots, Erica Badu, Jill Scott, who I'm a huge Jill Scott fan. I mean, I didn't. I have, as far as I can recall, I don't remember hearing anybody say anything about it. Maybe I missed something, but only one that I can recall that actually had issues with R. Kelly was Damon Dash, but they knew it back in 93, 94 when he was dating and married Aaliyah, dated and then married Aaliyah. Rest her soul. Where were these people at? They could have stopped it. It could have been nipped in before Aaliyah, way before he even became famous, way before he came out with public announcement. A lot of y'all youngest may not know about that, but R. Kelly had a group called PA, Public Announcement, way back in the day, way back in the day. Where were all these people at? They knew this man was a troubled boy. People in his family. I mean, he played basketball. His coaches didn't know it. His teachers didn't know it. Where were the OGs at? I mean, I'm not. I'm just asking these questions because I don't know. But I think somewhere, this young man went wrong, and people just let it get out of hand, and it makes me mad because it could have been avoided. These young girls would have never went through the hell they went through, and this man would never be going to prison, facing life in the gulags where he's going to die. He's 50 something years old, 53, 54 years old. He's going to go to prison and he's going to die in prison. I hope, I hope that they don't put him in gen pop, meaning the general population. I'm hoping they don't, because he's not going to survive. I wish Shooty got his justice. I wish Shooty received street justice instead of the just us from the American justice system. When I say American, I'm spelling it with three. I mean with three K's. KKKAN. That justice, just us system. It's just it's sad because, like I said, this could have been avoided years ago. Someone could have put an end to this, could put a stop to it. And the man was talented, the greatest, arguably the greatest artist of the 1990s and early 2000s. His hits are endless. Such a wasted talent. That's what's sad. A shining star that just burnt out, that destroyed itself. R. Kelly was a talented artist. Talented. We cannot deny that. But as we have seen before, just because you have talent, that does not make you a decent human being. It does not make you a decent person. It doesn't. You have those that have God-given talent that are decent human beings. Yes, they're out there. They are out there. But you have far too many who think talent alone is all they need. You know, they don't need morals. They don't need discipline. Those attributes be damned. It's all about my talent. As long as I'm making the bag, you know, I'm good. I don't need to do right by nobody, let alone by God. Do right by anybody. Yeah, okay. I don't even do right by God. I just do what I want to do, and it always has disastrous consequences. Am I right or am I absolutely right? It never ends well. Never ends well. I just wish somebody would have took this young R. Kelly when he was. I don't know what he. I didn't want to see that documentary, Surviving R. Kelly. Actually, I did. I saw a few minutes of it, and I was actually sick to my stomach, literally. I was about to throw up in my mouth. But I don't know if he was. I can't recall. If y'all in the comments and you watching this, just put in the comments. I don't know if he was sexually molested when he was a little boy. I'm not sure. Um, but somewhere he went wrong. It just went wrong for him. And people ignored it because he could sing. They knew he had demons, but they ignored it and let it go on and let it go on and let it go on until it was out of control, until it was finally revealed. That's where we at the point. This is where we at now. We at this point now. Now it's too late. It's too late. And it's a damn shame because it could have been avoided. Where did this young man go wrong when he was a young man, little boy? Could we go back to 1974, 75, when a 7, 8-year-old R. Kelly, 1976, 77, when he was 9, 10 years old, maybe even younger than that? Someone should have said, someone saw, there was something there. Something wasn't right. Someone should have addressed it then. But as he became a preteen, 11, 12 years old, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. My God, this monster was created. This monster was created. And people watched it get grow and get worse. Why didn't they step in? They just as guilty as R. Kelly is, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, they're not on trial because they didn't actually commit the acts, but they had knowledge of it. You cannot tell me that they didn't. There was knowledge of what R. Kelly was doing, and people turned a blind eye. And they're just as bad as R. Kelly. Just as bad. Because y'all knew it and y'all didn't do a damn thing about it. And these girls, they didn't have to go through this hell. And it's not just all R. Kelly. I'm not blaming the victims. Let me just be clear on this. I'm not blaming the victims. But where were the parents? Where the uncles, the fathers? Where were they at? How did these girls get into his lair of evil, of despic oh, I shudder to think. Oh my God. Where were the fathers, the uncles, the big brothers, the cousins, the mamas? I'm sure a lot of these young ladies had single mothers. There's some strong black women out here. We have a lot of strong black women out here. A lot of strong black women. And many of them are stronger than black men. They're more braver than some of our black men. Where were these strong black women at? These strong black fathers and uncles and cousins and uncles and big brother. Where were they at? How was this allowed? I mean, yes, he's a he's a big star. He was the one of the greatest in R&B history. We know, your daughter had talent, and you want him to be, them to be discovered. I get that, but at some point, morals and discipline, or just plain decency, has to set in. It has to set in. No, you're not going to this man's house. No, no, no. You're a young girl. He could see you at the recording studio and hear you, but I'm going to be there too. Damn it. I'm going to drive you to the recording studio and I'm going to be there. Yes, I am. Oh, I need your daughter at the recording studio, because, I see the talent in her. Okay, I'll be there. I'm watching. I'm watching every move. Did they trust him because he was R. Kelly? Because he made hit after hit after hit? So, oh, yeah, we trust him. He R. Kelly, He ain't going to do, no, damn that. Them the people you need to be looking at. These entertainers, them the ones you need to be keeping out for. A lot of them are despicable people. They cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted. Sad but true. It's just that's the nature of the beast, and Hollywood and the music industry. These people cannot be trusted. There are countless stories of child actors being molested in Hollywood, and it's still going on now. I think Corey Haim, Todd Bridges, um, so many, but those two come to mind. There are countless stories of just evil predators in Hollywood and in the music industry. Countless, 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 countless stories. And then add to this R. Kelly. Why? Why? Why put your young daughter in that situation, your young niece? Why put him in that situation? Why? This man had a problem. R. Kelly was sick. He was sick. It's no way on God's green earth I would allow my daughter or niece to go with this man on tour, to let alone sleep at his house. There's no way. I'm gonna be in that recording studio watching you. I'm gonna drop her off. I'm taking her to the recording studio. I'm watching, see y'all sing, record, and then we going to hell home. Then I'm gonna bring her back. I'm gonna be there, and then we're gonna do it all over again. Repeat the same process. You're not gonna be alone with my 12, 13-year-old, 14-year-old daughter, niece. It ain't going down like that, bro. Hell no. Hell effing no. This man was sick. Sick. And it just it angers me, and I'm sad that so many young girls had to go through this hell. They had to go through hell. The hell that he put them through. Yes, the parents, uncles, aunts, whatever, guardians, they should not have let them have got to where it went to. Yes, they played it. They should have done better. I'm sorry, they should have. But with that being said, that does not give R. Kelly the right. That does not excuse what he did. I cannot I cannot be clear on that enough. That does not excuse it. It does not excuse it. It does not excuse it. It don't excuse it one bit. It's just like I said, it's sad that a young talent, that a shining star, the man made great music. We cannot deny that. The man is great talent, great talent. And he effed it up by doing this. And of course, the Me Too movement is going to eat this up. It's some like they have a they have a hard on for going after black men. It's like they get an extra. Oh, it's like they get like Popeye when he eat his spinach, he get extra strong. It's like they eat more than spinach. They eat spinach. They take their vitamins like Hulk Hogan. They just get an extra boost of energy and strength, and they get hard on for going after the black man. A black man, assaulted. Oh, he did what? Oh, he did what? Oh. It's like they were dormant, but now they rise up. They made their bones on the Bill Cosby case. No one hadn't heard about the Me Too movement before Bill Cosby. They made their bones on that, but it blew up in their face because there was no proof of what Bill Cosby was accused of. So that was a big fu to the Me Too movement. But they deserve that one though. They deserve that middle finger. But this R. Kelly, that's a totally different story. It's too much proof out there. The sexual tape from back in '03 with the 14-year-old girl, I believe it was '03, '02, '03. We all know about that. That was they should have went after him then. 18 years ago, 19 years ago, they should have went after his ass then. Hell, 2001. This didn't just happen yesterday. This didn't just happen 5, 6 years ago. This had been going on for years. For years. They should have went after his ass then. But those who knew him, those in his circle, they let it continue and it let it continue and it got out of hand. And more victims were affected. More victims were affected by his debaucherous, evil, sickening acts. More people. And it could have been avoided. back when he was doing Contagious with Ron Isley. It was going on then. Before that, because Aaliyah, 93, 94, 7, 8 years before, Contagious came out. Back in the early 90s. People let it go on. They let it continue. And that's just what we know. It could have been earlier than that. He could have had victims in the late 80s, when him being in his early 20s. Who knows? When he was back in Chicago, before he made it big. Who we don't know. Those young girls, well, they're women now. They probably haven't even came. They probably too, afraid to come forward. We don't know. It may come out later, which it wouldn't surprise me. But it's too many meta metamorphically speaking. I think I said their word right. Struggle with words sometime. But there's too many bodies and there too many bodies in the graveyard. It's too many, all kind of skeletons. You have to go down a deep, deep hole. I couldn't do it. I mean, it would just the first one would disgust me. But there are probably many, many bodies buried in that grave in R. Kelly's graveyard of disgusting. Many bodies. But it's like, where did he go wrong? Where did it start? It should have stopped. It could have been. It could have. This could have been nipped in the bud years, decades ago, before he became an uncontrollable monster. This is the problem I have. People see the seed becoming bad. They don't correct it. They don't nip it in the bud, and then it grows and grows and grows into an evil, evil, evil tree. They do not nip it in the bud when they see it. This monster was a baby, and the baby grew into a teenage boy, a grown man, and a grown sexual predator. I'm relieved for the victims. I'm happy that they received justice. I'm not happy that this man's going to prison. Do he deserve to get punished? Hell yeah, he does. But I'm not going to sit up here and high five and do jumping jacks and do backflips and somersaults, over this man going to prison, because I've had loved ones that have gone to prison. I have a god brother that's still in prison. He's doing natural life. He's been in there over 30 years. It is not a good place. It's not a good place for the black man. And it seems like it's more of us in that gulag than any other race of people. It is not a positive place. They do not rehabilitate you. It makes you worse of a person. It's up to the person to get rehabilitated. The prison system don't rehabilitate you. No, the person. God puts it in them to rehabilitate themselves. Yes, it's sad that it takes them being in prison for them to come to that conclusion, but it is what it is. But prison is not meant to rehabilitate the person. It's not. It's meant to make you a raging caged animal. Take away your dignity. Take away your humanity. Take away your morals and beliefs, which you didn't have before you went in there, depending on what act the person committed. because we know a lot of black men are in prison that have been wrongly convicted. We must admit that there are a lot of black men in prison right now that shouldn't be there. They were, accused of something that they didn't do. So you have a lot of black men like that. But those that have committed crimes and it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they committed this crime, they didn't have morals or discipline to begin with. If it's like just a heinous act, just something blatant like what R. Kelly's done. And prison just, they know it and they make it worse. Instead of helping the prisoner, they make it worse. There are countless number of cases. I shudder to look at the statistics, but a black man being raped in prison, being beaten, maimed, murdered in prison. We talk about prison reform and criminal reform. We have to start in prison. What about the black men that are being raped in prison? Black men being raped in prison. How's that justice? Where's the reform on that? We can't we talking about reforming the police, defunding the police. We need to defund the prison system. That's what we need to defund. They get a lot more money than these police departments. Corrections. These correction agencies are getting a lot more money than any police department around this in America is getting. Black men being raped, murdered, beaten. And I know some people that say, you do the crime, you do the time, and whatever happens to you, but that's yeah, they're going to prison. They're being punished. If that's my family member and someone did that to him, yeah, I would want to handle it myself, personally. Forget all the legal system, forget getting a jury, forget all that. Let me handle it. Let our community handle it. Let my family handle it because it would be due justice. Because but if the person who committed a crime against my family member, God forbid, they do 20, 25 years, get a life sentence. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. No, I don't want to see him raped in prison. No, hell no, hell no. That would not make me happy to see another human being, humanity, and just sexuality taken from them. I just that would not make me gleeful and happy. Some of you maybe may feel that way. I don't know. To each their own. But me, no, that would not make me happy. It would not make me. It would no, no. So, like I said, R. Kelly, like I said earlier in this video, he was found guilty in a federal court in New York of racketeering and 8 counts of sexual trafficking. 8 counts. And he faces life in prison. I believe I read he's going to be sentenced on thinking I don't think it's May. I can't remember when he's going to be sentenced. But yeah, I hated that he did this and that he went out like this because it was such a waste of talent. Such a waste of talent. And it could have been avoided. R. Kelly, when we talk about R. Kelly, he could have been mentioned with the likes of Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, Jimi Hendrix, the Isleys, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross. He could have been up there with mentioned among them. Now all people gonna remember him by is this. Yeah, we know. I believe I can fly. Um, Contagious. All his other hits. Um, I can't breathe without you. Backseat of my, what was it? You remind me of my Jeep. Yeah, all his hits, all his hits. I mean, it's endless, but it's like, yeah, but look at where you at now. You had all you. The world was pretty much your oyster, bro. You owned the '90s and early 2000s. R. Kelly owned the '90s and the early 2000s. He did, but it's like all that, and then now you're in prison. Now you're in the gulags, and it didn't have to go down this way. It did not have to go down this way. You have yourself to blame, R. Kelly. But the people that saw it and witnessed it, who are your so-called friends, your so-called circle, they could have stopped it as well. So yes, they have some guilt too. There's blood on their hands. With that being said, I'm gonna hop off of here. I just had to share my thoughts on this, let you guys know how I felt. Please feel free to hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Share it on social media. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation, an adult conversation. You may not have agreed with everything I said in this video, but let's disagree without being disagreeable. Let's do that. And like I said, hit that thumbs up button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. All right, y'all. I'm gonna hop off here. Love you all. Take care, and God bless. I'm out. Peace.